dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and the attitudes, ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. With Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E. The two dudes with the attitudes to bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
It's Two Dudes with Attitudes, a wrestling podcast with your boy Ryan Enjoys Wrestling and the Heartbreak Dude Denton. And this is our WWE edition. And saying it like that, we might want to talk about that on this episode.
Oh yeah, we will. We will be talking.
I feel like
about
Ryan's theories are getting thrown out the window, but let's see.
But I feel like my theories are getting truer and truer, man.
I don't know. He was dressed in all black. We'll see. But yes, but with that said, welcome back, or welcome for the first time. We're going to talk all things SmackDown, Raw, and NXT, and do our segments and our valuable and least valuable people like always. But we're going to start with some news. We have some exciting news on an event coming up, right?
Yeah, so the WWE all week on Monday Night Raw and NXT, they announced that they are bringing back the iconic Saturday night main event to NBC on December 14th in primetime. And on the poster is a bunch of our favorite WWE superstars: Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, and one Seth freaking Rollins. So the event's going to be held in Nassau, in Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Long Island, New York, home of MJF. And it was the original site of the first ever Saturday night main event, and they're bringing it back. And apparently now it's going to air quarterly on NBC and Peacock as part of the new 5-year media rights partnership with NBC Universal, which kicked off last week with the debut of Friday Night SmackDown on the USA Network. So some exciting times ahead for the WWE. We're going to get Saturday night main event on a quarterly basis.
Yeah, it's nice, especially if they utilize it like a PLE, where it's going to be like a big deal because they're only doing it a few times. I used to love old school, man, back in the days when they did a Saturday night's main event. I remember some of the best were Hulk Hogan against just anybody, Bad News Brown, King Kong Bundy, Big Bot. He would just fight people, and it was always cool because you didn't see Hogan only on pay-per-view. So these were like before Raw and all that. So you would just get this night and you get to see Hogan in person for free. It was a cool deal. So hopefully they treat it like that, which I'm assuming Triple H will. So
yeah, I think they're going to treat it like a big event, and they should. Like I want to see Roman on there. I want to see Cody on there. I want to see, the big stars on there. I don't want the main event to be, A-Town Down Under versus whoever for nothing. Like I want it to mean something. I want it to be special and impactful.
That's A-Town Down's entire gimmick right now. A-Town Down Under's entire gimmick is nothing. That's just we'll get into that.
No offense to A-Town Down Under, but if they were booked better, I'd want to see him in the main event. But right now, not right now.
They should be booked better. But all right, you ready to get into the SmackDown-ish? The first ever in a while. Back for the first time, back for a long time. I don't know. Just SmackDown is back on Fox, y'all. And they definitely
USA.
Let you know it. USA, sorry. And they left Fox. They're on USA, and they let you know it with highlights of it and a whole bunch of other stuff. So here we go. With that said,
let's go.
New. Triple H has to open the show because why not? Cody Rhodes then defeats Solo Sikoa in a cage match to defend his title. After the match, the Bloodline attacks and Roman makes the save. He stared down Jacob Fatu and Solo says, "Not today, brother." And he gives Cody a look. Solo tells Aldis he has an offer for a match. Dun, dun, dun. Mitchin defeats Piper Niven. She gets her win back. After the match, Piper and Chelsea Green lay Mitchin out. Kevin Owens gets Randy Orton to help tag team to defeat A-Town Down Under because, he did it alone last week. This week, he needed Randy Orton's help. Solo wants him and Fatu versus Roman and Cody. But Cody says not on his watch. He's done with the Bloodline, and he is moving on with his life for the foreseeable future. Nia Jax out for a promo, and Bayley cuts her off. Then out comes Tiffany Stratton to cut her off. Then out comes Naomi to cut her off. And Naomi and Bayley both want a title shot. So Nia Jax decides it's going to be her and Stratton versus Bayley and Naomi. If Stratton and Jax win, whoever gets pinned is kicked off of SmackDown. But if Naomi and Bayley win, whoever pins gets the title shot. So at least it's finally something intriguing. Andrade defeats Carmelo Hayes to win the best of series 3-2 to earn a U.S. title shot. And here comes LA Knight to say it's next week. Thanks, LA Knight. Bianca and Jade and Nia Jax all bicker backstage. Roman Reigns hits the ring and says he's the tribal chief and forever the only tribal chief. Out comes Cody Rhodes. To tell him that this is no longer his WWE, it's Cody's. Then out comes the Bloodline to attack. So Cody agrees to tag with Roman to close the show because he is done.
No!
Oh, man. But that doesn't close the show because we get credits. Like, this is a sitcom. And that's the SmackDown Night in Review.
Man, there's a lot to unpack there, but let's get into it. Let's talk the Cody Rhodes stuff. First of all, I feel bad for Solo Sikoa because he lost as clean as you can in a steel cage match. I mean, he got pinned. It wasn't like Cody escaped the cage or there were shenanigans afoot. He straight up got pinned. I mean, the cage match was fun. I liked how they opened with it. I liked that it was the first match on the card. I had a feeling we were going to get to this point with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns teaming up. It was just, I felt like it was inevitable. But I didn't like how we got there. I don't have a problem with them teaming up, but I don't like how we got there. I didn't like the whole, I'm done with the bloodline. Nick Aldis, I have zero intention of signing that. That is Roman Reigns' problem. I'm done. I'm moving on. First of all, okay, that was kind of a dick move on Cody's part because Roman's helped him not once but twice. So and this is the thanks he gets by, I'm not helping him. I have no intention of signing that. And then later on, he's just like, LOL, JK, I'm going to sign it. I'm happy to help you, Roman. And so it was just very weird how they got there. And, again, I know a lot of people are criticizing it, and I don't really like it, but I felt like it was inevitable that we were going to get this. And here we are. I just didn't like how we got there.
The best part about it was that he was so adamant, like, no, I'm done with the bloodline. I'm moving on. My whole reign has been awful because all I have to do is survive on the bloodline. And so Roman comes out and literally just says he's the only tribal chief and that he runs the show. So that was enough to get Cody Rhodes right back in the blood. I mean, Roman's feuding with the bloodline.
He even said, this is family business. I don't need Nick Aldis. I don't need I don't need anybody. I don't even need Cody Rhodes. And out comes Cody Rhodes. He's like, put her there, pal. Like, let's.
Yes. And then not only that, but then the bloodline attack. So they're like, all right, we just have to sign it. Cross arms while we do it. Kissies. We did it. Like, it was so like, they were like the weak. Then why say no? He should have just said, backstage. Or he should have said, I'll give you my answer in the ring.
And then Solo was trying his best to be like, I did like Solo trying to like plead with him not to sign. He don't like you. He don't like you. Like, I was like, it's some good points there. But
although Solo asked for the match, but
yeah, that's the weird thing. But I also didn't understand the thing I didn't like was why do I care about this? Because again, like we talked about Solo Sikoa losing yet again to Cody Rhodes. That's now twice that he's lost to Cody by pinfall. One of which was thanks to Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. The other one was Roman Reigns came out after the fact. But why should I be invested in this match? Roman came in his first week back and annihilated Solo Sikoa and annihilated the entire bloodline single-handedly. So why? And then Cody beats Solo again this past episode on SmackDown. So why do I care? Why should I be invested in this? The bloodline really, I don't feel like they have a chance of winning. Maybe they will, but I just, based on how they've been booked, like I have no investment in this.
So they have to win, right? But who takes the pin? So in my eyes,
Cody.
Only two things can happen. One, Cody turns heel. He's over the bloodline. So how do you get over the bloodline? Turning on Roman, let Roman get pinned by Jacob Fatu, and he walks away and he's done with the bloodline. We'll leave him alone now. Or B, we get The Rock. And The Rock comes out finally to side with the new Bloodline 2.0 or Bloodline Wolfpack. That's really the only two things I can see happening because what else? Like, I mean, you can't just have Roman and Cody win clean. Then what do they do? Ride off into the sunset or feud later for the title? I feel like this is the buildup of if The Rock comes out, right? The Rock interferes, and Jacob Fatu pins Roman. That leads to Roman and Jacob in the future, and Cody and The Rock in the future. That's the only way I can see it, but it's so early on. So how long can you drag it? Like, how long is Roman going to drag? And then once again, now that makes Solo feel irrelevant. So I don't know. Like you said, like, I guess that leaves the intrigue of people, like, what's going to happen, but not enough for me to care. But I'm assuming we're getting there anyway, so we don't need this match. I don't like Cody and Roman pairing. I just don't see the point of it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I will say I did like Roman's, as brief as it was, I did like his promo because it felt like the same character that he was before he left. He didn't, he hasn't changed a lick. He wasn't like, man, it's great to be back in Seattle. And am I right? Like, he was he was his normal character, which I absolutely loved. I thought that was great. But yeah, I completely agree with you that, like, are we still getting War Games? Are we still getting Bloodline versus Bloodline at Survivor Series? Are they going a different direction? I mean, they never told us that we were getting that, but I think we all just kind of assumed that that's where we were going. But again, like, we're going to get a tag match now like a winner take all match at Survivor Series, and that means Cody's going to be involved with that as well. If this, I don't know.
Well, it could be leading then, because maybe that could be The Rock coming out as well, leading to The Rock and the Bloodline versus Cody, Roman, I don't know, Kevin and Randy or something. They'll always bring them back in or something like that. So maybe that's leading, and then that's how they can wait to build up to Soul. But either way, nonetheless, we can both say we can get there other ways other than teaming up Cody and Roman. I didn't like it, and I actually was kind of disappointed. I've been waiting forever to hear Roman explain to me about everything, and all he basically said was that you can have that damn necklace. I'm still the tribal chief. Oh, okay. Well, you just got rid of everything Solo was talking about. That's all. That was Solo's entire gimmick. So now you just took that. That's gone.
So why? And why have you been fighting? Like, why is it that when you put the necklace on, everybody gets superpowers, and everyone's staring at the necklace when they're like, even Tama Tonga from time to time is like, he's doing his Beavis and Butthead laugh while he's staring at that necklace, trying to get the Bloodline superpowers. Like. So I feel like the necklace is more important than Roman gave it credit for. But yeah, I was, I like that his character was still the same, but I could see your point about his promo being a little, felt like for the first time we were going to hear from Roman Reigns, and that's all he had to say.
Yeah, he basically just said he's the tribal chief. Yeah. What else you want to talk about? There's really only one other thing. I mean, unless you're going to talk about the U.S., it's the women's stuff or Triple H nonsense. I mean, there's not really much. It's funny, but you know what? With the SmackDown. This SmackDown was the same exact SmackDown we've gotten the last 6 weeks, and everyone's been saying every SmackDown is crap. This SmackDown was entertaining and super highly rated. Everyone was giving it an 8 or higher. What was the main difference in all of these SmackDowns?
Roman Reigns.
Right, Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So you bring back Roman Reigns and put him in the same exact SmackDown. We got Bayley and Nia and Tiffany. We got Kevin Owens and A-Town Down Under. We got Cody cutting a boring promo about Solo. We got them. The only difference was Roman, and it made the show an 8 compared to a 6 that it's been getting lately in people's ratings. That just shows that is this Cody Rhodes run really any good? I wanted him to leave the Bloodline because I truly want to see if he can do it without it, because I feel like this guy's going to lose it soon and to a Bloodline member, The Rock or whoever, and it's going to be like, what the you just had this just to push the Bloodline? Yeah,
it was a prop and kind of ended Roman's reign for nothing, which we were all concerned about going into WrestleMania. But all the Cody fans out there, he's got to finish the story. So got what you got. So you get what you get. You don't pitch a fit, as they say.
And he's still in the story, so I don't.
I don't know. I know what story is finished.
Yeah.
Like. I don't know, the mystery partner stuff with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton with that Ricky guy. Like, everyone was like, justice for Ricky on social media and stuff.
They were.
I mean, funny stuff, but it was like there was no real surprise that it was Randy Orton. I mean, it was like I would have been really surprised if it was anybody but Randy Orton. But
for sure.
Yeah. So A-Town Down took another loss, of course, and no big deal.
Well, we'll talk about that in the future coming up too, because that loss helped them earn a title shot. But we'll talk about that later on.
And then the other thing for me is the women's stuff, and You know, I'm intrigued. You know, I haven't really been feeling this whole thing with Nia Jax's reign has been fantastic, but even her, just this stuff with the ceremony and her being the queen and Tiffany Stratton kind of playing her bitch essentially, and you know, Bailey and Naomi kind of like, at least there's some intrigue now, and there's some reason to get into this week's episode of SmackDown to watch to see who gets the pin, if assuming Bailey and Naomi win, and who takes the pin, who leaves SmackDown, where do they go? Do they go to Raw? Do they go to NXT? So I'm intrigued. I kind of want to see it. I really want to see it.
I actually think Nia Jax's reign has been like Bailey's. I feel like they don't know what to do on SmackDown right now. Like, she's the champ and she feels more like a presence than Bailey did, but what has she done? She's not defending it. She's just having promos, just kind of talking, not really. I mean, it's all kind of like the same old, same old. So I did think this was nice. It's going to be nice to see who takes the pin, like who's moving on. I'm assuming they're going to get Naomi away, but I don't know. Triple H really likes keeping his races together, so I don't know if Naomi has anybody of her race to hang out with on Monday Night Raw. But he is. I'm not saying he's racist. I'm just saying he loves putting races together.
Yeah. Who is she? Is she married to Jimmy or Jay?
I think it's Jimmy. Jay's single, right? I think Jay's single.
Yeah. Well, he's got Rhea now, but
oh yeah.
How could we forget that? But yeah. Okay. So that's why, that's what makes me think she's gonna stay on SmackDown, because if the bloodline is gonna stay be the main story on SmackDown, I think maybe Bailey takes the pin and moves.
Bailey needs a move. Yeah, she needs that. Yeah, she's been mistreated, so definitely I would like to see Bailey. All right, and before we move on to Raw, would you like to run some executive producer credits for us really quick, just so I know that you
I wish I could. Yeah, I wish I could. I wish I had it, but I get what they're trying to do, but they didn't do it on Raw, which I thought was really weird, and they didn't do it on NXT.
I told you he's doing it to troll. I'm telling you, that was a troll job. All those people on social media who are like, it's wrestling in a TV show. It's not real. He hears everything. He is trolling the crap out of those people, giving them fuel to sound like morons. That's what he's doing. If he was, though, he needed to commit, though. If you're going to do a sitcom credit, he needed to do like a Cody Roman air high five pause.
They should have hugged. Yeah. They should have done like a Cody Roman hug, and then freeze, stage freeze.
Yeah,
where they freeze the screen. Yeah.
Yes, and the credits pop up.
Play some 90s sitcom music or something.
Yes. Yes, everywhere you look. Yeah, that's what they should have. But I just love Triple H because he's doing amazing things. And I love him. And he's one of the best right now in the world, maybe the best ever, especially because when we get to NXT, I feel like my GOAT is slipping a little bit. But Triple H is doing his damn thing, but it's like he's just that. I mean, we're all athletes, men. He knows a lot of testosterone and blue chew in him. He has to put his thing out there. He's like, I'm opening up Raw or SmackDown. What are you gonna say? Nothing.
Yeah.
Just need to open it up. Okay, cool. And I want credits. Why? Are you going to advertise with other people? No, me. Let's go. Let's do it. I want everybody to know that it's great because of me.
He likes to let everybody know that he's running the show. And that's, there's a certain guy down in AEW that we criticize for doing this exact same thing. But,
and we're criticizing Trips. Yeah.
Yeah. So
get the heck off the screen.
I know. I don't like it. And if you're going to be on screen, have some relevance, have a point, say something. And the other thing the other thing that drives me crazy is stop promising surprises and then you don't give us any daggone surprises. Because he kept saying this is the dawning of a new era on SmackDown, and you never know who's going to show up. Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa will open the show, but you never know what's going to happen at the end. And literally nothing happened at the end except Roman and Cody.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that was a surprise.
But Roman came out in the first scene. You know what I mean? We already knew he was there. So don't promise. He does this all the time. He tells us oh yeah, tonight's Money in the Bank is going to be the greatest show ever. You never know what's going to happen in the WWE. I got a few tricks up my sleeve, and literally had no tricks up his sleeve. John Cena announced his retirement. That was it. That's, to me, that's not really a surprise. We've seen John Cena before. I don't get it.
Actually, I can't see him at all. Oh, that's right. I won't see him.
Hi-oh!
I forgot. You can't see John. All right, let's get into some Raw. You ready?
Yes, sir.
My favorite thing to do, and that's Raw. Let's go. Punk arrives and is followed to the ring. He also didn't close his car door. He cuts a passionate promo and talks about how many matches he has left. A lot. The Hell in the Cell match is the end for him and Drew. Pete Dunne defeats Sheamus in a surprise. The Terror Twins and Jey Uso get friendly. Miz hypes up Braun Strowman for his match, then gets offended because he says Miz isn't a monster. Natalya, she's officially back and defeats Zoe Stark again. That's 2 back-to-back weeks where she's pinned Zoe Stark. Finn Balor talks some mess to Rhea Ripley when Jey Uso comes over. Who you talking to? Get away from my girlfriend. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Take it outside.
We got a problem here? We got a problem? Nah, man, we ain't got no problem. Cool. Yeah. You think I'm out of your league? No. All right, cool. See you later. Can't wait to get an Instagram post from homeboy from AEW. All right. Jey Uso's now in the ring for a promo, and Braun Breaker cuts him off. They go back and forth, and actually some really good stuff was laid back and forth.
Agreed.
But Jey Uso spears him to get the upper hand to close it out. The Judgment Day defend their tag titles against the New Day, with your boy Xavier Woods not being happy with Kofi Kingston. We get a white 6 QR code. Cool. Xavier Woods is fired up at the LWO when Kofi comes in and says, "Hey, bro, I invited them. Slow it down," and that upsets Woods even more because you didn't include me. Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman have a brawl and destroy each other all over the arena. Excuse me, that's how worked up I was. Ludwig Kaiser asks Pierce who's Gunther's next challenger is. He says Sami Zayn, right? But Sami Zayn hits the ring. He talks and tells Kaiser joins him, and Zayn tells him to step it up. And out comes Gunther. Kaiser then attacks Zayn, and Gunther tells him no title match again. Zayn ends up getting the upper hand on Kaiser after Gunther told him to exit the ring. Liv Morgan's now her turn. She talks mess to Damian Priest, who says he will hurt Dirty Dom tonight. Io Sky defeats Bianca Belair in possibly the match of the year. American Made does like a workout, some type of like hype video. I don't know. They're dressed sexy, but they're like American. I don't know. But either way, they said they're done with the White Six, so all is better in the world. Sami Zayn and Kaiser will wrestle next week, I think. I don't know. He said he was going to confront him. Maybe he's just going to talk to him. I don't know. They're going to have something next week. The Judgment Day now, because they're busy tonight, confront Dragunov backstage to tell him to make sure he makes friends with the right people. Damian Priest then defeats Daddy Dom in the main event. After the match, the Judgment Day put the beat down on Priest and then on Rhea Ripley when Jey Uso comes out and he's like, "I'm going to make the save, baby. But I got to stand here for 4.5 seconds for some odd reason." 6 seconds, 8 seconds, 10 seconds. Maybe I should like look over. Spear by Braun Breaker, who obviously did not have his timing down. And the Judgment Day stand tall to close the show. And that's the Monday Night Raw review. Are you the only one who noticed that? Or am I the only one who noticed? I like literally the whole time was like, why is he not in the ring? Why are they not showing the Judgment
Why is he
Day?
like,
I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, it was very bizarre
for an hour. Yeah.
And then the best part, like, what is it with WWE and people wearing hoodies when they attack somebody? and like in the commentator, like just last week or 2 weeks ago, Drew McIntyre did the same thing to CM Punk, and everyone on commentary was like, "Who is that?" And then this week, Braun Breaker, this week Braun Breaker does it, and it's like, who's that? It's like, we all know he's feuding with Braun Breaker. Like, he speared him. That's his move. That's his move. It's not like he hit him with a choke slam. Like, oh, okay, maybe that's somebody else. But it's always been a pet peeve of mine.
Torture rack, right? You remember that move? He didn't put him in that move. Like, he literally speared him. Like, what the flipping? And like, not only that, you didn't show him on screen. He didn't need a hoodie. He could.
I know.
We didn't see him. It's not like he was in the audience or doing camera.
We don't know where he was.
And then I don't know why cameras are like that right now. But he wasn't in the camera work. He just appeared from wherever. Obviously, he was eating lunch because it took him. He was
like, let me finish my hot pocket real quick and before I go up there and spear Jey Uso.
Yeah, but the ref counted 3 times to somebody on accident during that pause.
Yeah. But man, I will say while we're on that topic of Jey Uso and Braun Breaker, one of my favorite movies of all time is the movie Hook with Robin Williams.
Great movie.
There's a part in there where one of the Lost Boys is like messing with Robin Williams' face, and he like pulls it up, and he's like, "Oh, there you are, Peter." And it's like, as in like Peter Pan's been in this guy the whole time. And that's how I felt about Jey Uso watching this promo. I was like, "There's Jey Uso. There you are, Jey Uso. Welcome back." Because that was a great promo from Jey Uso, and that's what I've been waiting to hear from him over the last few months, ever since he turned into a single star. Instead of doing the yeet yeet, you're going to catch the yeet down. Here we are in Yeetville, and I'm going to go yeet yeet yeet. Like, he was over there talking about how Braun Breaker's NFL career was short and sweet, just like his Intercontinental Championship reign's going to be. That pissed Braun Breaker off. I mean, it was a really good promo, and I was happy to see it from Jey Uso, and I really hope that this, again, leads to bigger and better things for him, because you can't call a main event and have him lose. So I really liked what we got from Jey Uso in that promo, and Braun Breaker too. I like Braun Breaker's promo as well.
Well, both of them, but Jay needed it because all Jay says is yeet. There's another man also, which we'll talk about, who also cut a really good promo tonight, which he needed as well. But Jey Uso, man, he didn't just like yeet it up too. He's like, I'm gonna be the champ. I'm gonna be main event Jey Uso. I'm gonna finally be on my own. This and that. And then later on, he was like, "Hi, Rhea. He's gonna lose and just he's becoming Dirty Jay. I mean, that's all it's gonna be, Dirty Jey Uso. He's gonna have like a bandana on his face and be like being walked by like Rhea with a leash on him. Like, I mean, obviously, the way Rhea's been looking at him, but you can't say like, I'm ready to win the IC belt and do it on my own when he's trying to pair up with the Terra Twins. It's very
and helping them out. Yeah. But that promo, as a standalone promo, I thought it was really good. And then take the rest of the show out of the equation. Yeah.
I like that Braun brought up the fact that he never needed help, that Jay's only success is with the bloodline, when he was like, no, man, or his brother. He's like, me, I didn't need my dad or uncle. Like, I'm doing all this on my own. I didn't even take their name. Yeah. I didn't even take, Like, he's just like doing it his way. Like Ava tried in NXT. But yeah, not just all of that. It was just, I like the spirit at the end. I like that Jay got the upper hand. It's nice. And then just the Judgment Day too, because they were in that segment as well, man. Once again, minus Daddy Dom. Why did Daddy Dom have to take the L? I know he wrestled Priest before and it was DQ'd, but why not? Like, it was 1, 2, 3, and as soon as 3 hit, they were already on top of Damian Priest. Why not just why you had them? You had, this might have been Finn Balor's best night in 5 years. He dominated this night. They looked threatening. Even JD McDonough with the hat on backwards and they looked. This is what, when all these people, when I was posting TikToks and everyone was giving me shit that the new Judgment Day is a joke. No, you do them like this, they are legit. They look fearful. People are scared. They look like a bunch of badass chicken shit heels, and that's good. Good for TV. They all look good. You have them defend their tag team titles, championships. They look good. You had Finn lay out Priest with like a 1,000 coup de grace or whatever it is, and this and that. He did one even on top of JD. He was like, F it, I'm going to coup de grace everybody in this bitch.
Yeah.
And what do you have? Daddy Dom lose the Damian Priest. Like, why sour a good night? Like, you had it going on, and then you have him. I don't know. I didn't like that.
Yeah. I loved what they did. Man. I loved what they did with Finn Balor all night long, including the little showdown they had with Rhea Ripley backstage.
I loved it.
Where he was like, when Dom wanted to, when Liv Morgan was putting the moves on Dom and Dom was trying to resist, I was the one telling him to give in because we were sick of you and you were holding him back. It was
because he stole the key card. Remember, everybody was, you even kind of thought that it was Finn who was going with her, and I do. It was him misleading Dirty Dom. 100%. He wanted to stay faithful, and Finn told him, good stuff.
Yeah, well, I liked it all. Yeah. I liked it all. The one I am gonna say the opening promo with CM Punk. I didn't.
You didn't like. Didn't. See, all right, let's hear why. That's what
it wasn't so much.
We finally had Punk. Go ahead.
It wasn't so much the promo; it was the way it was delivered. I didn't like the. So I'm back in the WWE, and when I came back, I told everyone that I was done. I wasn't here to make friends. I'm just here to make money, and I never thought I would make a mortal enemy. And that mortal enemy is now Drew McIntyre. Like I understand what he was doing. Like he was mad. He was trying to sell the extent of the injuries, and I get it, but it was just so, I don't know. It felt forced. It felt forcefully monotone for me. Like, you could, my wife told me I shouldn't do this. My family has told me I shouldn't do this. He didn't change his tone at all. And it was just, I don't know. It was just very bizarre. I liked what he said. I thought it was one of the best promos he's cut since he's been back. I just didn't like the way it was delivered. Just very emotionless and very monotone. And I get he's trying to add intrigue, and I appreciate it, but
yeah,
I don't know. I just had a hard time with it.
It's funny that you say that, because I'll talk about that when it comes to his NXT promo, but I thought this one was actually good. I get what you're saying, but I thought it was nice. I thought it was passionate. For once, he didn't talk about why he's such a badass gangster that could beat anybody up. And Drew, you doing it? I'm supposed to wreck you, son. Like, he's like saying that I am old. I don't know much longer I'm going to last, but you know what? I'm going to be wrestling for flipping ever. And me and Drew are done. Hell in the Cell. I'm bringing you to hell. I'm ready to die. I liked all that, because it wasn't like he's a badass. He's just like that punk that we used to love and enjoy. I like that he just kept it short and sweet. I like that he was so serious. He didn't even close his door. And then he was driving like a electric Hyundai or something. He was like,
it was a Chevy Equinox. Yeah, he pulls up.
He was driving a Chevy Equinox. Yeah,
he pulls up in his Chevy, doesn't shut the door, walks to the ring. Yeah, and I mean, it was well done and it was shot well. And I like what he said, and I like that Drew didn't come out and beat him up afterwards. So I did like some of it. I just didn't like the monotone delivery of the promo. And again, I understand he's adding intrigue to the match, and he's trying to talk about how serious it is, but it just, to me, it felt more forced than anything.
All right, respect. I know you want to talk about your theory, so let's hear it. And I know
it's happening, man. It's happening. Kofi Kingston continues his heelish ways by being passive aggressive, and he's being passive aggressive towards Xavier Woods. I think Xavier's going to turn, but I don't think that's going to make him a heel. I think Kofi's the heel, because he went and got, he told the LWO not to help them, and then then Xavier got mad that Kofi didn't inform him, and it was just all these things, and Kofi was very passive aggressive. He even said something about Big E, and it was just it was good stuff. But Kofi is the one that's acting very heelish in this whole thing, not Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods is like, he's upset that he's being left in the dark by a man who he says is his friend. So I think more and more I think my theory is coming more to reality than anything.
I don't know. Here's my thing. They've been matching outfits since the beginning of time. Kofi was in bright green. Woods was in all black. I'm just looking at the signs, man. I'm just saying.
Signs are there. Yeah.
I'm just saying. And logic isn't always there. Drew McIntyre should be a good guy. He should be a babyface.
True.
He's just getting mistreated this whole entire time. And he's just defending himself and fighting for himself. Same thing that Xavier Woods is, or Kofi Kingston's, doing bad things. But I think Kofi Kingston, we'll see. Yeah. Two things are going to happen, right? Either one of them are going to turn, or this is the return of Big E. And I'm hoping it's the return of Big E, because I don't want the New Day to break up.
I don't want them to break up either.
Has been together forever, and no faction ever survives longer than like 2 years, minus the NWO. Like, I really, really want to see Big E. Maybe this is the return of Big E, or maybe this is Big E saying, I'm never coming back. And so they're like, we can't have the New Day. They can't just be two of them anymore. Without Big E, it's not really the New Day, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, and then now no Odyssey Jones either.
And they played out that nicely. They even kind of talked about it, but didn't. You know what I mean? I do like that they kind of faded out of that. Like, it didn't, they kept on keeping on. But we'll see. They are making it so over the top that Xavier Woods is going to turn. So I do get your theory on that aspect.
Yeah, it's like, is it too obvious? But the only thing that I'm questioning is whether or not the fans can actually boo Kofi Kingston, or if he's just so well liked that maybe Xavier Woods does turn heel, because it's easier to boo him than it is Kofi. But I still feel like Kofi would make a better heel. And Xavier, with his size and his stature, I think he's kind of better as that underdog babyface that nobody believes in, that overcomes all the odds. And Kofi's the heel that's like, look, I've been WWE champion, and ever since then I you've been holding me back. You've been holding me down. I haven't reached the heights that I reached before.
Mhm.
And, since then I've been fighting all your battles. So I think he makes more sense as a heel, but
Yep.
we'll see what happens. We'll see. But I'm intrigued with this story. They've done a good job of making me care.
They have. Here's the thing, though, right? Kofi's already been a champ. He's already over. He doesn't need the heel turn. He can stay a babyface and have the same career he's going to have. Xavier Woods turns babyface. I don't think he gets over. Xavier Woods is a smaller chicken shit heel again, turning evil, this and that. I mean, they even brought up the Judgment Day where Kofi was like, I had my problems with the Judgment Day too. Maybe Xavier tries to hook up with them. I mean, I'm just saying, Xavier Woods turning heel, I think it's easier to be a heel. It's easier to get booed, disliked. He takes out Kofi and then moves forward. Maybe he can get a singles run. So I think that'll work easier for him. Anything else you want to talk about? I mean, a lot of little things happened that were fun.
Yeah, it was a fun night.
I enjoyed the meat on meat.
Yeah, I like that. I don't really
badass.
I like that too. I don't know where it's going. I don't know where do we go from here? Now that they keep fighting to no contests, but I did like Bronson Reed's promo where he was like, I took out Seth Rollins, I took out R-Truth, I took out the Miz, and I got COVID, and they gave my spot to Braun Strowman, and so I did like that. I liked all of it. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see where it goes for sure.
I just like how fast paced it was. That it was like boom, and then it was like boom, and then it was like playing pinball, like ding 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 ding, or tennis. That it was just like he got speared, then he got speared, then he got thrown through a table, then he got thrown through a wall, then he got thrown through, and then I just liked it. I just liked that it was like
and then the ring ropes broke, and
that was right off the bat. All of it was just good. I really really liked it. Yeah.
The one thing that we're talking about the Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods story. We're talking about Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman. There's Sheamus and Pete Dunne as well. Some of these side stories. This is when I'm enjoying Raw being 3 hours, and I know that they're going back to 2 hours soon. And this is the stuff I worry that might get cut from that 3 hour broadcast when they go down to 2. And some of these Raw specific stories that I really care about that I'm enjoying. I feel like they're gonna try to cut them for time to make room for some of the main stories going forward. So that's my only concern. I still don't know how I feel about Raw going back to 2 hours.
Well, you got to remember too, the Judgment Day were shown in 15 segments.
Yeah.
Kaiser was shown in like 3 segments. I think they just make everything one segment and just cut out all the other things.
Yeah.
And then, you don't get the American made like, we're American.
Why are we
small shorts?
They lost.
Yeah. I know.
Why are they getting a video? They lost just last week. Why are they getting a video package of how great they are? And then why are we still doing QR codes for the Wyatt Six when they're already back? Like, I'm not scanning it. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't care. We already know who it is, and I know there's theories that it's leading to they're going to add a new member or something, is what somebody said.
Why?
And maybe it's Alexa Bliss, but then you can't call it the Wyatt Six. I guess you can't. There's only 5 of them, but
it's supposed to be Bray. Yeah.
But still, like, just stop with these. Like, we don't need QR codes anymore. Like, they're already there.
Yeah. And really quick, before we move on to NXT, that Io Sky and Bianca Belair match was a banger. I gotta say that Bianca Belair carrying her up the steps was like in like the suplex position was pretty freaking insane. That she's just like holding Io Sky, just walking up, and I feel like they were like, "You two are gonna go," and then they were like, "We need a banger. Io, you're in. Sorry, Carrie's saying you're out." And Io Sky went in there and delivered a banger, man. That match was. I was outside of Bianca Belair's box type of match. I liked it.
Yeah, no, it was a good match, and I was very surprised that Io Sky got a pinfall victory on Bianca Belair. So I'm intrigued to see what they do.
Yeah, can't have them lose forever. All right, NXT time, where it was kind of like a hit and miss. You ready?
Yes, sir. Bring it on.
All right, Ava opens up for the contract signing of Ava between Trick and Ethan Page. Page puts Trick through a table and no contract is signed. Tony's D is mad at Hammerstone for not taking out Oba last week. Javon Evans wants to be on the Chicago card. Well, you better keep hoping. Paxley and Valkyria defeat Chu and Rosemary. Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne will tag tonight, and Rinsa Claire will make a name for herself. Hammerstone defeats Tony D when Tony D just walks out of the match. Wesley, I guess, attacked Trey Miguel in a parking lot. Eddie Thorpe defeats Ashanti the Adonis, who's still on NXT. Riley Osborne with Thea Hale says he wants Ridge Holland next week. CM Punk is out for his big announcement, ladies and gentlemen. When Roxanne Perez cuts him off and tells him she should have looked up to Drew McIntyre instead of him. Julia comes out to get in Perez's face. Perez tries to attack her, but Punk grabs her boobs to stop it. Tony D says he's scared to face Oba Femi. Javon Evans and Cedric Alexander defeat the No Quarter Catch crew. Evans will face Randy Orton in St. Louis, ladies and gentlemen, not Chicago, St. Louis. Brooks Jensen defeats Dion Lennox. Wes Lee is happy that he took out his old friend and he will end Zachary Wentz in their street fight. Lola Vice defeats JC Jane. What the hell was the point of creating that crew? Oh, because they beat people up after. But Jada Parker makes the save. Riz convinces Tony D to face Oba Femi. Tyrese Halliburton from the Indiana Pacers is in the ring, and he can do what the general manager cannot, and that is have Trick and Ethan Page sign a contract. He also made a super funny line about the Orlando Magic and actually cut a better promo than most of the NXT roster. Out comes CM Punk. He's finally going to say what his announcement is, and he's going to be the special guest referee for the match. And since he's the special referee, I guess that also makes him a general manager. So he says they can fight. And Ethan Page and Trick Williams brawl to close the show while CM Punk gets off on it, watching on the side of the ring. And that's the NXT review. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum.
Yay. Yeah, man, this show was very, very hit and miss. I like the opening segment. I thought that opening segment was great. Ethan Page's promo was fantastic. Probably the best one he's cut since he debuted in AEW, or since he debuted in NXT. And came over from AEW. But yeah, that promo was great. I loved everything that he said. And then CM Punk and his thing with Roxanne Perez and Julia. I didn't like the CM Punk promo we got on Raw was way better than the one we got on NXT. And I didn't like how he kind of changed. I know he was in a little bit of a better mood, but I don't know. I didn't like all the, I talked to Shawn Michaels backstage and like just all that's the CM Punk that I've grown to not like since he's been back. Was like, man, it's great to be here in NXT, and I don't want to start any rumors, but I could be staring across the ring from Braun Breaker, like just putting himself over like that, and but I like how Roxanne Perez came out and interrupted him. I think it would have made more sense if he was the guest referee in that match between him and Julia, and not Trick Williams and Ethan Page. Ethan Page and Trick Williams doesn't need a special guest referee. It doesn't need anything. It's already a big match. So is Julia and Roxanne Perez, but I think CM Punk could add an extra element to that and make it a little bit more intriguing. But just my 2 cents. They should have switched it.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like about this promo. None of it made sense. There was no point for Roxanne Perez. It's not like she has like a tie to CM Punk. There was no and she's like, I know you're out here to talk about Julia. Like, why? Punk and Julia don't have anything there. It was all just weird that it was like, that's what you're doing here. And it was awkward. I don't know if Roxanne Perez was like nervous to be in front of CM Punk. Maybe it was above her, but like she paused a lot, didn't really deliver her lines. Then Punk was like pausing. It looked like there was one time where Roxanne forgot what she was going to say and then remembered it. And the same thing with CM Punk. It just looked really awkward. And then the whole like Julia coming in, who's fine, and by the way, damn, she is fine. I never noticed how fine she was. She walked out and then like said her 2 things. She's Italian and Japanese, by the way. What a mix. Yeah. And she like, I don't know, going to hit her and CM Punk like, whoa, don't do it. Like, I don't know. It was like you said, it was just all weird. I didn't like it at all. I felt like it was like a waste of 20 minutes. It felt like it went on for 20 minutes, but it felt like it was a big chunk of that, and it just didn't hit with me. No, it was a huge miss all the way around. Yeah, that's how I felt. It was just a big miss. And again, what was the point? And then what's the point of Punk being in the referee in the main event? Like, it served no point whatsoever. Why not have Punk? And then if you're going to do that, why not have that happen and then get that over? Maybe they're just trying to get the rub, but then have CM Punk be the one who gets them to do the contract signing, not Tyrese Halliburton, who has no point to be there.
Yeah.
I guess he's just
Yeah.
a friend of Shawn Michaels now or something. And the
I
whole
guess.
Indiana Pacers roster was there. There was like 30 dudes there. Was that the whole roster? I was
I
very
guess.
confused.
Yeah.
He kind of good. He was good on the mic though, man.
He did
That
great.
Orlando Magic line was obviously on the fly. That was hilarious. I'm telling you, he cut better promos than other people on that dang roster.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, it was all weird to me. And just him saying like, "Oh wait, one more second, hit that music," and then what's the point of CM Punk? Like, is he going to help Trick win? Are we going to give CM Punk versus Ethan Page? No. So what are we?
I don't think CM Punk's going to be there. Like I think Drew McIntyre is going to come out and attack him because this is on October the 1st in Chicago, CM Punk's hometown. And October the 5th, I think, is Bad Blood in Atlanta, which is that Saturday. So I think right before the match, CM Punk's going to come out to the huge pop, and McIntyre's going to come out and beat him down and get some, get that Chicago heat as they go into Bad Blood. That's the only thing I can see is how they get out of this.
Well, and I don't know what we're once again with NXT. What's with all the WWE guys? Like I didn't say it in my segment, but in my review, but A-Town Down Under popped up like in a truck bragging about being great and how they're going to fight Frazier and Axiom for the tag title.
Now they're on the Grayson Waller effect.
Yeah. And so now they're going to be on the card. You have Punk, you have Randy Orton. Why the heck is Randy Orton wrestling Javon Evans? I don't get the Javon Evans hype. I'm glad that they like him and someone's getting the rub, so much so they're going to let him face Randy freaking Orton. But like, I feel like these two NXT cards are going to be all WWE superstars.
Yeah,
it's like why? What's the point?
Yeah, and this is what's going to happen now that they're going to be touring and they're going from Chicago to St. Louis, and the WWE already announced that they're moving the October 8th show from St. Louis to Chesterfield, Missouri. It was going to be at the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, which holds about 22,000 people, and the factory, which is the arena, the factory at the district in Chesterfield only holds about 3,000 people. So I think that's probably why they're getting WWE guys on there, just because they're not selling tickets with their NXT people. So they're going to get Randy Orton, they're going to get the CM Punks, and they're going to get whoever else from these states that they go to. But can they do that long term? That's the only thing I'm concerned about.
Well, and that's what I mean. Sure, you'll get a pop on CW, but what about like you have to establish, and maybe that's what they're trying to do with Javon Evans against Randy Orton to show people that he can wrestle with. But Javon is like, he's awful on the mic. Like I said, when he talks, I don't understand what the hell he's saying. He's good in the ring, sure, but you got a lot of talent on here. Why are you pushing Javon Evans more than anybody else? Like, I don't know. You're giving him the rub. There's so many people, and even when CM Punk came out and was like, "I love NXT," let me name all the people I like. Carmelo Hayes,
not there.
Braun Breaker,
not there.
Like he's like, I even kind of like Grayson Waller and Austin Theory.
Not there.
Guys in white sick. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Like he literally just named everybody who wasn't in NXT anymore.
I know. It was just really
I
weird.
didn't get it. I'm like, okay, well, I have no. Yeah, I don't know. But either way, yeah. Like I said, this was a hit. I mean, one of the positives was Tony D. I feel like now Tony D 100% is the guy who beats Obafemi. You're not going to have him be scared of Obafemi, admit he's scared to fight over Obafemi, to have his homegirl Riz talk him into fighting Obafemi to then lose. So I feel like our boy Tony D is finally going to get that like singles title run he so desperately deserves.
I didn't like what they did with Hammerstone though. I feel like Hammerstone, he was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to, like, it was just very like, you want to beat Obafemi? He's a big man. You beat him yourself. It was just very like, I was like, you're supposed to be like this badass in TNA, and here you are like trying to do the right thing. It was just very out of character.
Yeah, but that's how it works, man. You're babyface heel in two different worlds. It is what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, NXT was a hit and miss show for sure.
Yeah, it was. All right. Well, that's the weekend WWE. I feel like we're going to get more stuff going on. The intrigue of Cody and Roman on SmackDown. Is The Rock going to come back? What are we doing with the Bloodline? Raw's, going to be kicking into gear, and NXT has to get ready for their CW show. So hopefully this week will be a little bit better and pick up a little bit more. So, all right. I know you got that promo for this. It's segment time, brother.
Yes, sir. Here we go. Let's do it.
Highs and lows, let's go. This is highs and lows, it's time for the list. Who's killing it and who should probably go and sit? You're the best getting listed up, high as hell. It's for the lows, they can come up here and take a L. Yes, they got their fingers on the button, yeah. Never sweat the mid, just the best and who run it. I'ma let them chill, let them run through the list of names. This is highs and lows, go ahead and do your thing.
Oh, man. He's the man. He is the man.
Yeah.
All right.
That song's brought to you by Rich Latta, local rapper in Atlanta, Georgia, I believe.
Rich
So
Latta.
Go hit him up.
You should. But it's highs and lows time. We're going to give each other a couple ideas of what we think were the highs and lows of this week in the WWE. As always, we start off with Mr. Ryan. What you got, brother?
You know, we talked about it a little bit in our Raw review, but I'm going to say the Kofi Kingston Xavier Woods story is something I'm pretty high on at the moment. I'm just really digging the different directions that this thing is taking. I like that it's a long-term story, that they're not just, we thought for sure that the breakup was going to happen this week when they lost to the Judgment Day, and it didn't. And now, the question is who's going to turn on whom, and when is it going to happen? If it's going to happen at all, could Big E come back and that, he brings them back together and remediates the group, and, he does like therapy and, whatever. Does Big E come back as a one-time thing? And that leads to the breakup of the New Day. Like, there's so many different ways that this whole thing can go. But I'm really digging this story. At first, I wasn't really feeling it when there was the whole, could he join Karrion Kross and that whole faction and all that. But now that they've kind of gone away from the Karrion Kross stuff, I'm really just digging the dynamic between Kofi and Xavier and this whole story about where it can go with the New Day.
That's a real good high. Not only did they go away from it, I think they just got rid of Karrion Kross too.
Yeah,
they were like, we're done with you, bro. We
I don't get it
anymore. See you later, Final Testament. Yeah, that's a good choice. Like I said, this is one of the more intriguing things, and you definitely want to know, are they or are not they? You know what I mean? So it is kind of cool. And is Big E going to come back? Or is Big E? So you're right.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. My first high of the week is the Cody Rhodes Solo Sikoa cage match. For one, that's how you do a cage match. There's violence. There's matches. There was some blood. You do your dang thing. You use the cage properly. They used it as a weapon. Solo, for most of his offense, was just throwing Cody Rhodes up against the cage. It was all fantastic. But you didn't need to stab people with syringes, use chair shots, once again, AEW, take note. You can have a match. This was like the final straw technically for them. They had a nice little brutal cage match that was brutal enough, was still professional wrestling. I know Solo shouldn't have lost clean, but nonetheless of how the outcome is, it was a good match. Well done. I applaud them for this match. It's my high.
Yeah, that was a good match. It really was. And the one thing I didn't like was this is just a personal preference of mine, but I don't like pinfalls in cage matches. I feel like that defeats the purpose. I feel like you should have to climb out of the cage and escape escape the cage. So,
it used to always be like that. I don't know why it's not like that anymore. Yeah.
So I'm not a big fan of pinfalls in cage matches, but other than that, I thought it was a great match.
I agree. All right. What's your second one?
My second high, I'm going to say the Judgment Day. I think that they deserve all the praise right now, minus Dirty Dom losing to Damian Priest on Monday Night Raw. They've been booked the last 2 weeks. They've been booked rock solid. I love that, the Judgment Day finally defended their tag team titles, and they look good doing it. Finn Balor looks like a mega heel right now with his comments to Rhea Ripley and everything that they said. I like the dynamic with Liv and Damian Priest backstage. Just all of it was good stuff. So I am 100% on board with this new Judgment Day. I like their new shirt. I like that they didn't change the name to Street Trash. They're just Street Trash, and they wear a shirt that says Street Trash on it. So I'm digging it. There was a rumor that they were going to change the name of this new Judgment Day to Street Trash, and I did not like that at all, but I like what they're doing. And keep it up with the Judgment Day. Stop with this 50-50 booking. Stop having them, win a week and then lose a week. So this is 2 weeks in a row that they've been booked solid.
That's a great high, probably the best one we had. So good choice on that one. I'm going to go with, which you didn't really dig, the CM Punk promo on Raw. I liked it. I thought it was just a nice change of pace. It was the old CM Punk. It wasn't this new one who thinks he's the AEW Jack Perry bully. He came out, cut the passion, but wasn't all about like, oh, my bracelet broke. It was just about like, look, people say I'm old, people say I'm done. I'm not done. I'm here to wreck shit. And Hell in a Cell, I'm gonna die and we go into hell. You ready, Drew? Because I'm taking you there. It was nice. It was good. He even said like this was it for them. They're ending it, and you know what I mean. So I liked it all. I thought it was a really good promo and a good way to kick off Raw, especially because he looked intense. So intense he couldn't close his door. I liked it.
That was the best part. It was left his door open. Does he not care about rental cars? Because he bitched about Jack Perry and the real. Like I thought you're gonna take a rental car back with a dead battery. Come on, Punk, you're better.
Yeah, he is. That's true. All right, we got some lows time. What's your first low?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say the women's division. Just right, WWE is my low. Outside of Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan on Monday Night Raw, and then Nia, Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, and Bayley on SmackDown. What else is there? I mean, the Pure Future Collective can't win a match, and is beating up randos all this time, and she's not doing anything. Bianca Belair took a pinfall loss, so I'm trying to figure out challengers for whoever wins between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Like, who's next? Assuming this feud ends at Bad Blood, and this is the reason I'm not convinced that it is, because there's nobody else. Like, who? If Rhea wins, who does she feud with next? If Liv Morgan wins, who does she feud with next? There's really nobody on Raw that's worth anything, that's done anything. I mean, Zelina Vega's up there, but she's really kind of floundering. The Pure Fusion Collective can't get it together. And then on SmackDown, what's next for Nia Jax? I mean, other than Tiffany Stratton cashing in potentially, and there's a feud there. Where's the intrigue in the women's division? There's not a lot right now.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I see that. I mean, at least they tried a little bit with this new.
Yeah, I'm down with
Jackson Bayley, but yeah,
I'm down with that story. But even then, like Bayley needs to come to Raw and feud with Liv Morgan or somebody, or they need somebody to come back, like a Charlotte Flair coming back to Raw or SmackDown to challenge the Queen of WWE. I think would really reignite things a little bit. But right now, it's just kind of flailing.
Looks like Charlotte's getting ready. The other, so my low once again. CM Punk promo was my high on Raw. CM Punk Roxanne Perez NXT promo was my low on. It was just like I already went over it. I don't need to talk about it again, but it was just awkward. It felt like they didn't know what they were saying. I don't know if Roxanne Perez was caught up in the moment or CM Punk was just winging it and didn't get enough from her or didn't know what to say either, because why the hell was he even in that promo? And it was weird to begin with, just the fact that he has no ties to her or Julia. There was a funny part, though. I don't know if you saw it or not, that when she came out and said she idolized CM Punk and CM Punk was her favorite wrestler of all time or whatever, the crowd all started pointing and laughing at Booker T. So I don't know if Booker T did something where he threw his arms up like, what the heck? But the crowd started cracking up after she said it, and they were pointing towards Booker T's direction. So I'm assuming Booker T was like, what I trained you, girl. Yeah. Like, that's your favorite wrestler? I'm assuming that's what happened, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But still, that was a low for me. It kind of slow down NXT also.
Yeah, I thought so too. It was just kind of, what was the point? That was my whole thing. Like, it was pointless. There was no point. And then even as the night went on, it just proved that it was pointless, because now he's the referee of another match that has nothing to do with those two. So it made no sense.
Yeah, I agree. All right, what's your last low?
Oh, the brand split, man. This brand split is just stupid, and it's got to end. Either end it or commit to it. But something's got to give. You've got, Randy Orton was on Raw for a few weeks feuding with Gunther, and now he's randomly back on SmackDown as the mystery partner for Kevin Owens. And now you've got CM Punk, who's assigned to Raw, but he's going to NXT. You got A-Town Down Under, who's on SmackDown, but they're also going to NXT. It's just like, commit, man. Like, either commit to this brand split or do away with the damn thing altogether, because it is just, it's too, I can't. I don't know. I feel like we've been saying it now for months and years that this brand split is a waste of time. But right now it just feels like, why is CM Punk on NXT? Like, why is he there? Why is Randy Orton wrestling Javion Evans on NXT? Why are A-Town Down Under going to, I get it's to boost ratings, but if you're going to have a brand split and you're going to have people specifically assigned to a specific brand, commit to it or drop it entirely.
Yeah, we talked about that a week ago. We need to do that. That's a good one. The other thing too is with A-Town Down and them, they literally just got beat up by Kevin Owens all alone, then by Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. They haven't done anything, and they're just like, hey, we're in our truck. We haven't win the NXT tag team title, so let's go after that. Like, you don't even
Why?
what is Frazier and like, why are we
Yeah.
doing? There are no other tag teams right now. It was all just weird. Yeah, it's weird. And Randy Orton, I'm assuming he's here just to boost people. He's not here to win titles.
Pete Dunne was on NXT going after Trick Williams, but feuding with
Mhm.
Sheamus. It's just like, again, commit to it. Now that it's gone, and I'm not even talking about NXT, but just Raw and SmackDown. Just commit to this brand split. Now that
Yeah.
like why do we only get Roman Reigns on SmackDown and not on Raw? Why do we only get Cody Rhodes on SmackDown and not on Raw, but we get CM Punk going from whatever show he wants to what he's been on SmackDown a few times. It's just do away with this brand split. It's dumb.
I agree fully. All right. My last one is once again Cody Rhodes. Let's talk about that Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns teaming up. I just don't like it at all. We had the whole point of the story was for Cody to beat Roman. And I get that Solo turned and this and that, but when Roman cut his promo, it should have been that. That's what he was saying. It has nothing to do with anybody. It has to do with me and Solo. I'm the only tribal chief. This is family business. So let's add Cody in. I get that Cody is welcome to the barbecue, but other than that, why is he, for Cody's sake, he needs to move on. Even if he's going to face The Rock later, he needs to move on. He needs to go get storylines with other people and get to The Rock eventually. We can't just have him feud with the Bloodline and have another match against Logan Paul or maybe LA Knight for funsies and just throw it in there before he gets to Roman Reigns and to finish off another story. He doesn't need to be involved in the Bloodline story. This has moved past him. Roman, just because he's not a baby face. He's just the opposite side of Solo. It doesn't mean that he's out here hugging and being Cody and signing belts. So yeah, I don't like this teaming up at all. I think it's a really, really stupid idea and pointless for anything. Unless they surprise me.
I have a feeling that it's leading to Cody Rhodes helping at Survivor Series as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to see that, because it's not Bloodline versus Bloodline if you add Cody Rhodes to it. And I feel like that's what they're leading to. Like Sami Zayn's going to be shafted or Jey Uso's going to stay. Like, he's not going to be involved and they're going to get Cody Rhodes instead. And I don't want that. It
needs to be Jey, Jimmy, Sammy, and Roman against whoever. They need that crew back. Yeah, for sure.
Something.
For sure.
They'll get Cody involved because that's what they have to. He can't be. He can't not be at War Games.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. All right, you ready?
Highs and lows.
Yeah. Sorry.
Highs and lows.
Sorry.
I thought you had a segment for our LVD, MVD. I was like, oh, you got one. All right, it's time for our least valuable dude or dudette and our most valuable dude or dudette of the week of WWE. As always, we want to start off with the least valuable dude. And that's not Ryan. Ryan just starts off because he's the most valuable dude. Let's go. Who's your least valuable dude?
You know what? This one was hard, but I'm gonna say Trick Williams. I think Trick Williams is my only because he had a few blips on the microphone where he just didn't come across confident at all, and he flubbed a few lines and messed up a few words. Tyrese Halliburton's promo was better than what anything Trick Williams said, and Tyrese doesn't work for the WWE. But also when Ethan Page put him through the table, the crowd yelled, "Trick got whooped. Trick got whooped." They're starting. I don't know if they're starting to turn on Trick a little bit or what, but his pops haven't been as loud recently. His promo this week, especially after Ethan Page said what he said, it was just like, man, what is you doing? NX me, the NX me era, like after everything you talking about NX me. Well, after everything that I do, the crowd's going to be chanting NX, and then like Ethan Page puts him through. It was just, I don't know. He just didn't do very well this week for me, and I feel like the crowd is starting to kind of lose interest in Trick Williams.
Well, he's been kind of the same person. You always got to evolve, right? Especially after you're champion. That's what's going on with Cody. You can't just be the same guy. It just gets stale and boring. That's a good pick, man. That's a good pick. And not only that, he was also told to hype up Tyrese Halliburton after he just like made fun of the crowd for being an Orlando Magic fan. It was really tough to come out and be like, Tyrese Halliburton, y'all,
you were in France.
Gold star. People are like, no, he just clowned us. We're not going to cheer him. It was really weird. Mine's going to go to my boy and your boy, Cody Rhodes, man. I think Cody Rhodes had a chance to finally get this title reign going, and they brought him right back to the same old. And now he's not even defending his gold. He's starting to become that champion. Y'all made fun of Roman never defending it. Cody's defending it. about as much as Roman is, and he's on TV every week. It's just really, I don't know what we're doing with him, but Cody needs to find something other than just being the new John Cena. John Cena wrestled. John Cena defended his belt. John Cena did things. John Cena had storylines. Even if he was burying people at the end of it, he still had multiple storylines all the time. You can be the new Cody Rhodes or the new John Cena and kiss babies and still have meaningful stuff happening. And he just is he the champion, or is he just the Bloodline's puppet holding the belt for them? It's just, it doesn't look like he's on his own.
And this whole story just makes no sense to me. Like, you've had Cody teaming with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens to go up against the Bloodline, and now he's like, and they've been ripping on Roman Reigns, and they even helped Cody in the main event of WrestleMania 40, and now Cody's turning around and teaming with the guy that they despise. It just, I don't get it. Like, you know they're pissed, and it doesn't make any sense from a story perspective either.
I agree. All right, let's end with a positive. What's your most valuable dude or dudette?
You know what? I'm going to keep it in NXT. I'm going to say Ethan Page, man. I thought that promo that he cut was probably the best one that he's cut in his entire run in NXT. And not just the opening promo, but the closing promo was just as good. But I loved everything he said in the opening, where he was talking about how he's never stolen anything. He didn't steal this title. The best part about winning this belt was the look on everyone's face when they didn't think I could do it. And now the look on your face after I beat you in Chicago is going to be the look of disappointment. I mean, it was just great stuff. I like the NX Me gimmick. I love the all ego gimmick. I like everything that he's doing. He's growing on me as NXT champion. I didn't think he should have won the title immediately. I love Ethan Page. I've always been an Ethan Page fan. But him winning the belt after being there for 15 minutes just didn't sit right with me. But he's really coming into his own as NXT champion. And then great as well. So I'm digging Ethan Page. And I think he should beat Trick Williams and continue this run.
Great pick. I was about to say, you're jumping on the bandwagon as soon as he's about to lose that belt. I don't see him winning on the CW premiere. I think that's the whole point, is to give Trick back, and they're hoping he's the face of the NXT, which he kind of is. But yeah, man, good pick. Ethan Page has been killing it since day one, and he is. His promos are getting better. He's feeling more comfortable in NXT. Yeah, I'm digging it, and his matches have been good as well. I have to go with one person and one person only, and that is Finn Balor. This man needs to be treated like a star. And he was finally treated like a star on this Monday Night Raw. He felt like the leader of the group. Yeah. He felt like the leader, even though he isn't the leader. He had a swag to him. He put it to Damian Priest. He got in Ripley's face and told her what was up. He backed off from Jay, but he didn't. He was like, yeah, all right. Like, I'll get you later. It was just really well done. He made JD McDonough look good. He defended his tag team title. The man was on fire. I hope he beats Priest. We'll see. We got one more week or so of them getting the comeuppance on Judgment Day, which I'm okay with, so that way Judgment Day can win. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's a good night for Finn Balor.
Yeah, no, that's a solid pick. Finn Balor, he won his match, which it's almost unheard of with Finn Balor these days. And my favorite part of the night, and I said it earlier, was him and Rhea Ripley backstage, just having that one-on-one segment where he basically admitted that he was the reason Dirty Dom gave in to Liv Morgan. It was just made him even more dastardly of a heel. So I loved it all.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, that's our WWE weekend review of our Two Dudes with Attitudes. We will be back tomorrow with our AEW review. AEW. So if you watch both, please tune into that. As always, thank you for tuning in, for subscribing, for liking. Let's get those comments going up again. Start sharing our stuff. Yeah. Share us. Get us out there. I was on vacation, so I haven't been posting on TikTok, but I'm going to start it back up again tomorrow. You can catch me on HBD Denton on all social media if you're looking out for me. And as always, I'm with my dude
at Ryan Enjoys Wrestling. I'm also back to posting on TikTok regularly, so go follow me there. Hit us up on TikTok at Two Dudes with Attitudes, on X at Two Dudes PC. If you're listening to us on audio and Spotify, we appreciate all the love and support there. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. And like you said, man, get us out there. Share us. We're on Twitch now, so follow us there. Like us on YouTube. Subscribe. We're blowing up there. We're at 1,257 followers now on YouTube. So we're doing good things, but we need to get the word out. We need more people to know about the Two Dudes.
I agree. Two dudes, Wolfpack. We
Let's
out.
go.
We're out.
It's the two dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the two dudes with the attitudes will bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.